Oh, one down, one to go. Hopefully, maybe one more will show. Again, guys, thank you for joining. I don't know if anybody's in here because I'm starting a little early, but I'm also on YouTube Live, and it never reads correctly. It's the wildest thing. When I do the StreamYards, it does, but when I do the YouTubes, it don't. So I am doing paint. Already did one, and hey, Sassy, good morning. Good morning. How are you? So yeah, I've already done one. I'm doing another out just a little outside of Denver. I'm actually down by the Drivens at the Sherman-Williams Mega Center, or I'm about to be for the second delivery. And I'm taking that a little out east of Denver, and then I'm gonna hope on something even partial coming back, or even that doesn't take me home. I always hope on that third, but I always schedule the two. I always schedule two every morning. Get a 5:30 and I get a 7 scheduled, so it's 6:38 here. I'm about 10 minutes, maybe not even, maybe about 8 minutes, so I'll be there about 10-15 minutes early, but they're usually open. Usually they'll let me grab it. So the first one wasn't. That was you have to wait till 5:30 till they're there. Learned that the hard way. All Curris come in and say, show up 10 to 15 minutes early, but you start to learn places. But you should always show up 10 minutes early at a first-time location, or when you're new to Curri. Don't ever push it. Don't do like a DoorDash, or show up right on time or a minute late or something. Be early while you get the hang of it. Then once you learn the places, you're cool. Ceci, how are you? How's your baby? How's your new baby? That's pretty. Your baby's probably only about a month and a half away from the Drivens baby. I think Lisa had hers about a week ago, a little over a week ago. But yeah, I love this, you guys. I tell you every time, I love doing, other than the fact of getting up, which sucks in the morning, to have to get up at 5, especially as it gets colder and stuff. But other than that part, I love it. The highway's open. I can go anywhere in Denver so quickly. I'm just starting to see some cars, but it's not like the traffic you'll see all day. It is a little heavier than normal, but Tony Driven, if you, I can never tell. Hey guys, if you are in here, smack that like. Get it up in the feed. I can never tell. I don't know if any other YouTube channel people are. My little man will be a mom. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so you guys are even less. You guys are 3 weeks apart, no? That's awesome. I'm good. I'm doing really good. I love my pattern of getting up early. I was trying to explain this the other day. People are like, you rage Curri. I'm like, yeah, part of it's that I take a scheduled 5:30 and a scheduled 7 a.m. 5 days a week. So, I mean, or 5:30, yeah. So if you like getting up at 4:45, there's good money to be made, especially in my market. And the more you do, the more you prove yourself with Curri a little bit. They keep throwing you the best offers, but sometimes they're early. Like I've said before, I leave my phone out all night. And it really doesn't wake me up. I mean, but I sometimes those best long haul Curris, they can come in at 2 a.m. because if you don't know where the orderer is. The office for the place that's hiring you out might be in New York, like where Ceci is, and I'm 2 hours behind. So they might get in at 6 a.m. and put a long haul load to Nevada or Utah, and that's coming in at 4 a.m. for me. But that good paying long haul order, it's, you know, we all know how it works. First one that sees that is going to grab it if it's good paying. Not everybody that does curry in my market, probably in others too, wants to do the long haul stuff, the really multi-state stuff. Like Gig Geezer and I, like, we're always looking for those long hauls. Those make a lot of money, and that's what I'm out here to do, is make money. I'm not out here to screw around. But yeah, if they put it, you know, I mean, there's a bunch of shipping brokers in New York that sometimes put the orders in, and they get in at 6 or 7 Eastern time. We're 2 hours behind, so that's 4 or 5 a.m. I've even had ones at like 11 p.m. or 1 a.m. and I don't know what those are about. That's just somebody who, you know, I don't know. I honestly don't know, because I know most of the brokers are not, or I don't know if any are out of country, because you really need to understand logistics. So it's not really a job. Yeah, I mean, Ceci, why wouldn't you? You know, to me, like this, like 5 a.m. There's nobody out. You know, it's just nice not to have to deal with people breaking in front of you, even if you're in the flow and whatnot, or, you know, I don't know. I like no traffic. I like it when I'm kind of out here alone. And I like open highway. I mean, open highway miles. We've talked about this many times. Every mile on your car, that's 65 cents you can write off, people. I mean, I get money back on my taxes for all the curry I do. You know, because if you're staying local, you know, I will warn people, guys. There is you know, be careful about claiming your miles. Sergio and I were talking about this, that there's been some people audited, at least, like, okay, in the state of Oregon we know of. There's been some people audited who collect their data the same as Sergio and I do, the correct way. And they, you know, Sergio knew a guy that got audited, and basically the guy had everything we would have. Everything we would have. He was doing it right. He produced all his miles, and they were like, well, where's your clients? We need to verify all this. And it was weird, because this was a state audit from Oregon. And to be honest, why would he have the data? Because Uber and all that, those places keep the data. We don't have our client list. We just have, you know, this is, you know, we use Stride or whatever you might use for mileage, Arrow, whatever, you know, and then you just put that through and say, I worked this many miles that day. And the auditor, I guess, you know, said to the guy, like, well, where's your details, though? This isn't details. I need more than this. And it was weird, because that's how we've always told people to keep your data. That's how we've been told to do it. But you can't do anything beyond that. So it's happening right now, and very interested to see how it turns out for this guy, because he's needing to get records from Uber for a state audit in Oregon. And that means that Uber will have to find a way to provide the data they're asking for, because he at least is pinning it on them. But we know that Uber won't provide it. Uber doesn't provide it to the police. So unless somebody's been hurt or killed. So I mean, it's, please be open. Please be open. Smack that like, guys, if you're in here. Appreciate you. Nice. And there's not a lot of trucks. Sweet. I'll take you guys with me. What's up, Cody? Morning. What's up, boss? Good, how are you? Good. 645 Cottonwood. Going to, what's that?
Being open early for Sherwin. I think you mentioned that before, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Am I the only one?
Not by address or anything.
Yeah. I know it's not.
I just say Parker.
That's what I'm saying. Am I the one who's open, like the early one?
No.
No.
It's usually a Ferguson Plumbing.
Oh, okay.
Because they're kind of by me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
They're open early. Did the same thing.
Yeah. I didn't. I got my sources though.
Yeah.
Was it another driver?
Yeah, it was definitely another driver.
Because I said I had another driver email me and he even said, "Man, I've seen you down there before."
Right.
And I'm like, "Why didn't you say hi?"
Yeah, exactly.
Because he had questions. He was emailing me saying, "Well, when this and this happened on Curri, what do you do?" And I'm like, "You do this." And he's like, and I'm like, "Do I know you?" And he was like, "Yeah, I see you at Parker Sherman Williams." And I'm like, "Say hello, dude." Like, funny. Just ask me. I'm not.
I got a direct line to Curri too, because I think I'm Curri's largest single customer, especially in this area.
Oh yeah, you are. I can tell you just by the orders I see.
Yeah, I think I'll probably do maybe $300,000 with Curri this year.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's nice. Even the other Sherman, but you're the kind of super mega center one though.
Yeah, well, I don't even know how to use it. Like, they all complain about Curri, they complain about the service, they complain about that. I'm like, what are you complaining about? Well, the addresses are wrong. Well, then fix it.
Oh, tell anybody that asks, tell them to use, if they have iPhone, tell them to use Apple Maps.
Yeah, well, it's not just that. It's just the fact that Curri's system uses the postal service.
Right.
My service doesn't deliver because the house hasn't been declared to the postal service.
Yeah.
Because it's not a house yet.
Yeah, you taught me a long time ago, look at the paperwork.
But
just double check it against the Curri.
They have a lot of issues with that because they're doing the same thing. Or they don't understand that you can follow you guys if you're going to a homeowner's house and there's 3 different, set of passes. There usually are.
Right.
Pass road, pass lane, pass way, and then you can guide and find them. I don't understand why people don't use more Curri.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's the best service. I think it's better than
I always say it's the top end of the courier services because I've got Rodeo, Dispatch, all those, and they're just kind of trash.
I hate Dispatch. When I see Dispatch here, I get so frustrated. They don't get it.
No.
The technology's not there. I can't see anything. So
yeah.
We're nearly 100%.
All right.
Besides these guys, so.
All right. Well, I'll bring you a Curri shirt, man.
Oh, fantastic.
Because I know you saw me in one. You're like, you're the.
Call up and ask, like, hey, this is Brian.
I'm friends with Matt Lafferty too.
I don't know who that is.
The CEO.
Oh, okay.
So.
No, I like to.
But Alice is here, local. Yeah, she's in Lafayette.
Her house needs to come down here.
Yeah.
There used to be
You should just. I can let her know. It's Alice.
Yeah. I deal with a guy named Dave out of whatever. They probably gave me a direct line to a supervisor.
Right.
I used to go through the 1-800 number.
Yeah.
Just get blown off, and I'd be like, all right, I'll just cancel the order. And then I would stop using Curri for a week, and then I'd be like, no, get phone calls.
Yeah, man.
And so I got Dave. Dave until out. Yeah, he's one of the head supervisors. When I call, they react pretty fast, which is nice now, which is good. It's what I'm looking for. So. Awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, if you ever come down, bring a shirt on.
I always give you the highest marks.
No, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. See you, man. That was Brian from Sherman Williams. Tony, what's up? Good morning, bro. And actually, it's funny you say that. And he says, he always used to call me Curri, even though he was learning Steve. And today I walked in, Tony, and he said, he goes, "RiDESHARE Rodeo." And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, he's like, "You have a podcast that's really big." And I was like, "Yep." And he's like, I'm like, "I have a YouTube channel too." And I told him, and he's like, "I always see you here." And I was like, "How'd you know?" I'm like, "No," I'm like, "I don't mind, but how'd you know that?" And he goes, "I have my sources." So I thought maybe I was emailed by this guy, Tony. I gotta check something real quick. Oh, I gotta take a picture. Whoops. But Tony, if that was you, let me know. I don't care. I just thought it was funny, actually. Oh, you. Yes, man. thought you had told him. Oh, dude, I don't care. I just thought it was fucking hilarious because it like totally took me by shock, man. Because I talk to him all the time, and he's like, "RiDESHARE Rodeo." It's like, holy shit. I'm like, I'm famous. He asked me how I knew what to do when other Curri drivers. Thanks for the props, man. I appreciate it. He always is like me, but that was pretty cool, man. He's like, you should be taking all our orders. I'm like, damn straight, bro. I wish I would have known it was you. I would have said, because I said, how'd you know? And I was expecting him to tell me. And then I said, was it another driver? And oddly, another driver had emailed me, hey, what do I do when I get to blah, blah, blah? I mean, I get this once in a while, but I responded to him, and then he asked another question. He said, but specifically when I'm at the Parker location, and I was like, wait, Parker, Colorado? Because I hadn't asked him what market. I was just telling him what to do. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, dude, I'm down there all the time. And the guy who emailed me, I didn't know him, and he goes, I know, I've seen you down there a lot. And I was like, dude, say hello. What the fuck? And he's like, I will next time, man. I just didn't want to bug you. I'm like, we can talk, bro. It's not, we don't live in China, bro. It's not gonna. But so I figured it was that guy maybe, because that guy had told me that he had learned a lot from my videos and that he goes down to that one. So I kind of thought I knew who it was. I should have figured maybe you, because I could have told him. I could have said, listen, guy, you know, I could have pulled him aside and said, Brian, listen, let Tony and I handle all your morning loads. They might run a little off time, but you won't have any screwed up drivers messing everything up. And maybe he would have said, you're right. So actually, Tony, you know what? We should talk off camera. We should go talk to him. Like, remember how we were going to talk about that stuff? Even without what we were trying to do, just in the vehicles we have, we should go talk to him. Because he was, I don't know if you heard part of while I was holding it down, but he was saying like even his drivers now can't do multiple stacks. But independently, you weren't seeing his face. We were doing a lot of communicating with more than just words. And he was like, you could see the light bulb kind of coming on, but if you and I talked to him, it would totally come on. And to be honest, he was like, dude, why aren't you down? Because I think a lot of people don't show, and then they're late when another Curri driver gets there. If we were independent, we could stack. We need to talk, Tony. Let's talk today. I got a thing with Holly at 2 to 3, and I'm busy until noon. So I got like noon to 1 or after 3 I can talk today. So just give me a call when you can, and let's talk, because we should go down there one morning and just like this. Like I got there at 6:50 before all the trucks. We'll go down there like 10 minutes before pickup time, and we'll talk to him. You know, maybe there's a thing that we could try even, because look, the stacking thing is big. I had one of the 530s that I do this morning, and then I came down here, and there were 2 going to where I'm going for the same pay. So this morning that first pickup 5:30, it's now 7 o'clock here. I'm going out there. You know, I think it's in the thumbnail, but $122. But I would have had another 59 added to that if I could have stacked the other order going to the same block of new builds. Like I've got maybe, I don't even have my seat down. I've got maybe, I don't know. I've got maybe, I didn't even look, 250 pounds of paint. I mean, I could hold another 500, and the other order was like for 210. I could have taken this, that, and another, but this and that for sure. So again, that ability to not be able to stack just lost me $60. But yes, Tony, let's talk today. because I don't even think it's a thing. If you were listening to him, he was saying the other Sherman-Williams like don't understand the Curri system, but he was, what did he say, 300,000, 200 or 300,000 this year that he's spent with Curri from that location. That's pretty huge, man. Hey, Gigan, what's up? Gigan, did you get those shots, those pictures I sent you? My son and I went and played Twilight golf on Sunday. It's that time of year, and Twilight's cheap. We went to City Park. We played the front 9 at like Twilight, which is 3:30 or after, and we saw the sunset, but on the course. But it was on the 9th, and everything was awesome. Walked it, like $29 or $32 for the two of us. Yeah, Tony, I'm right there with you, man. I would be down with doing that as well. Because to be honest, first of all, I've wanted a Sprinter van forever, but I could go to something cheaper like that. But also, like, I don't mind a vehicle like that because that can be a snowboard machine for me. I mean, I can make a little tuning center that folds down from the wall. So when I'm not delivering and going up to the mountains, I can tune my board, because when I wax my board and I'm up there, I'm always doing it outside, and I do it on these egg crates. And it's cold as shit. So if I could sit in the back of a van. But yeah, Tony, let's you and I talk. Yeah, and then we'll come up with a plan to talk to him, because especially since it was you that did that, we'll go down there together and let him know we're not just in passing, but we're really good friends. And he must already have, even from what he knows of you, he must have some good respect, because he just was in a happy mood, but he seemed to, if you were listening, he seemed to want more and more. He's like, come down more. Like, I don't know, I felt like today, like I could have told him, dude, I'll take all your orders. I got 2 or 3 drivers, like, let's go down and see what his workload is, and without like disrupting his flow with Curri, let's go down and see what his workload is and what we could handle. Like, every morning you could be here at 7 to start our day is 6:50. You could load us up with 3 orders. At least it'd be a foot in the door if you could get 2 to 3 orders in each of us, so maybe like 5 or 6 a day to start, but they'd all be stacked. Food for thought. We're independent contractors, so, but nothing to take away from Curri's business. We're not looking to build a fleet and take them on. It's just, we gotta earn, son. We gotta earn, son. But yeah, he was saying, I got some, like, he's like, I know you got a lot of connections at Curri. He's like, I got a connection, but it's pretty high up there. And I was like, Matt Lafferty. He's like, who's that? I'm like, CEO. I'm like, I'm pretty good friends with him. He's like, oh no, I don't know people as high as you. That's weird that he knew me by face, though. You must have he said podcast, but he must have, because from the audio podcast, I don't have anything that shows my face as an image or anything. He must have gone to YouTube or something. I don't know. Could use it as Uber X. What do you mean? Oh, for the... Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know if you guys caught it, but I'll try and pull out the audio. He like slammed fucking he slammed Dispatch, dude. I was so happy, because if you guys saw it, I did one of the last miles I did a couple weeks ago was called Dispatch is Dead. And so he's like, I hate dispatch. I hate it when their drivers come. I hate. And I know, Tony, you've only been doing Curri for a while, but clearly you live very close to that location, and so you've obviously met Brian, but he's, I don't know. Some people like dispatch, but he was definitely like, I don't like the trashy ones. Like, I don't like the other apps. I like Curri. Yeah, no. I mean, see, for you, maybe that'd be the case. For me, it'd be snowboarding and courier. But I still believe, Tony, no matter what level you and I were to do it on, that we could do a courier company. And I'll tell you this, I've known Brian for a year and a half, probably about that, since the center opened. And I'll tell you this, he knows a shit ton of people, contractors, all kinds of things. He's the connection and a half, dude. So you and I need to go down and talk to him. And I can tell, it's like, I don't even worry about saying it on the stream, because if some random came in and talked to him, he'd be like, beat it, because he already has enough problems with the drivers. And I've seen him in a bad mood. But he was stoked today, so dude, yeah, obviously he likes you. And then he was able to put that to me, and he's like, oh shit. Because I guess maybe it helped me to say that to him, because I was like, yeah, I got tons of Curri stuff up on my YouTube channel too. And he's like, oh yeah, good to know. So next time I'll tell him too, hey, you get drivers down here who don't know what they're doing, tell them to look up RiDESHARE Rodeo on YouTube and just search through Curri videos before they start coming here and screwing things up. So either Tony showed him a picture of me, or he said, no, here it is on YouTube, this guy. Because otherwise, he wouldn't have known me from the podcast, even though that's what he used. He said, you run a audio podcast, it's pretty big. I'm like, yeah, like it's one of the biggest in the world for gig economy space. I mean, to him, it didn't, wouldn't have made a difference, the numbers, but like, I'm up in hairy numbers now. I didn't go that far. I told him YouTube. So he looked me up, man. Okay. And then he said, I know that guy. That's Curri, or that's Steve. I'll definitely, you and I will go down there, and I'll also tell him, hey, so that it's definitely apparent how much we respect Curri too. I'll say, listen, tell any Curri drivers to watch a video of mine or something first. Maybe I'll even pick one or two that are kind of short that give you the breakdowns, because I have so many, but on what to do, and just tell them, hey guys, before you're coming down here, watch this, so you know what you're doing. Again, food delivery people, like, you don't have to do that with any locations, clearly. But like with this stuff, dude, it's, he's got me low jacked right now. He's got this paint low jacked. I've always said this to you guys. The paint's worth more than gold these days. Oh, you got one Friday? Tony, the Carnifage is in Vegas. And for a while, they didn't see anything in their market, so smack that like, you guys. Get it up there a little bit. What up, Derek? Good morning. I hope I have the camera on for some of that. I mean, I know you guys weren't seeing him, but hopefully you at least heard some of what he was saying. That was pretty wild, man. That's cool. Yeah, Tony, if I don't know, you'll probably be busy, but if you have a chance between 12 and 1 today, call me then. Let's at least get like a 5-10 minute call in and come up with an idea of a strategy a little bit. So I'm going to the office today. I'm going to get a Curri offer, right? Right? Or Gigan, you know that last time you were in a meeting and you had a great curry come and it was a long one. You got to be willing to go, hey, W2, suck it. Like, oh, my stomach hurts. I got to go. You know? I know that's your office gig, though. You're not going to screw around with it. But I'm telling you, you know, I that happens to me, too. Like, sometimes if I have a commitment with Max, my son or something, I'll get the best curry offer. There's literally not a thing I can do about it. I don't know what I did for her, Derek. I'm still trying to get you on, bro. I'm just waiting for that right window. Right now, I always know because when I talk to Alice and stuff, I know I kind of know the situation with this market. It's not like we go through every market, but I ask her about other ones from time to time too that I know people are waiting in. But I always ask her about Denver because I know a few, probably under 5 now actually, people that really, really want to get on in Denver. And you're like definitely at the top of them. You've been asking for the longest time. I see you leave notes and stuff, and I don't know if you noticed, Derek, but in one of your comments you left on a video, hey Curry, if you're reading this, and then I saw you did it again. I leave those, by the way, but and one of them I was like, hey Curry, I was like, you know, this guy, he's in our market, so if there's room, take him. He's good. So I'm glad that your friend is doing well. I'm glad if I helped her, but I'd like to see you get on, bro. Hell, man, Derek, I don't know if Tony has your phone number. If not, if Tony doesn't have your phone number, why don't you email me, steve@ridesharerodeo.com. You can anyway, but email me at steve@ridesharerodeo.com, and if you don't mind, email me your number, and I'll contact you from mine, and then you know, let Tony and I go down and talk to this guy, man. Maybe we could work out a thing before you're on Curry. Maybe you could do a 3-person thing. Because I know you're up and about around every morning, and not a lot of people are. So if we do something like this, we need everybody who's involved to be committed and not get over our heads right from the get-go. But a third might really help. I can't remember what you drive, Derek. I think you've told me before, but it doesn't even matter what it is. We can figure out something. So 75 to 80%. So Gigan is 77.5% ready to quit his job. So, the Carnifage, wait, you had a delivery that was, it was rescheduled pickup? Or did you pick it up and you couldn't deliver it because they had closed the delivery spec? Because if that happens, you should get an overnight hold. Okay, Derek, that's awesome, dude. Actually, 2009 Prius is great because my buddy in Massachusetts, Dana, he does tons of curry. He's the only person I know that I talk to often, not on carrier fleet side. I do talk to people on carrier fleet side around the country too. But on the app side, SUV, smaller kind of thing, he drives a Prius too in Boston. And it's about the same volume we get here. And so he does really well, and he's been on it for 2.5 years like me. In fact, Dana and I were joking because Dana's at like 890 or something, and I just crossed 1,000 deliveries. So, Which, if you're thinking, dude, I've done 10,000 door dashes. Yeah, and Curries are longer. I mean, I went to Vegas. That's one. They're not all that long, but all of them are longer. So. And if you're doing the timeline thing, and that's not that many for that long. Remember when I onboarded 2.5 years ago, I was lucky to get one, even after the first 2 months, maybe one or two. But I was lucky to get one, or order a day for about 5-6 months because they were building Denver out. That's why I always tell people who are like, I only see one a day. I'm like, dude, that's how it started with me. I'm on my sunglasses today. Shit. Damn it. But Tony, call me, bro. Noon PM or noon to 1. Quick combo, even just between rides or going to pick somebody up. I'll have my phone on me. We'll just keep it short. If we need to talk more, we'll talk later. But yeah, guys. I mean, I don't know. Some I don't take, but Curry's volume's been picking up. I'm not, like, always in the morning. It's a lot of paint, but it's not just so much paint anymore. I mean, it's always been a lot of things, but but like it's picking up all kinds of accounts around Denver. Like I've been getting orders throughout the day. It's not just, you like learn patterns with some apps, like, oh, batches drop around, the night before or at 8 a.m. The 7, 8 a.m.s, the problem with those here in Denver is those are usually people who missed or who didn't show up to their 7 a.m. So it's going to be a late delivery. But what I always do on those, I jump the gun. So I'm going to give you guys a little tip that I do. I don't know if you would do it or not, but here's the thing. I always jump the gun, and when I get to the pickup at 8 a.m., and if it's like a Sherman-Williams, I know for sure that was a 7 a.m. scheduled, and some dumbass took it and didn't show up. So I am now doing it for them, and Curri doesn't have a system in place to show that if I pick it up after it's not been picked up, that it's still late, because to the customer it's still late. But what I know they're working on it, but what they're trying to do is design it so that it's not late on me, because it is going to be a thing on Curri. This delivery was late because Sherman-Williams pays a lot of money to have it delivered on time. That's exactly why this guy was saying, hey, I need reliable people, man. So what I do is I get to the location. If it's 8 o'clock Sherman-Williams or something like that, even if it's meaningless, I do it because then there's a record of it. I get there and I get into the chat. After I pick it up, make my pictures, I go into chat because it's active. And that means active delivery. And I say, hey, I just picked this up. I'm on time. And I don't want to be penalized for not being on time. I just got this order and I came straight here. I just wanted to note the fact that I'm not late. And like one time a person did mark me late, one of the North Glen Sherman-Williams. And it wasn't their fault, but somehow it got through on Curri and affected my driver score. And I contacted Curri and I said, look in the notes. Now, I have direct contacts, but anybody could do this. Because I asked my contacts, it was Jesse on this one, but I said, if other people do that, I said, it sucks, but I'm not going to like tell people to do that because it just sounds like so much more work. But like, I'll tell you guys because it was a good tip, because I said, if they do that too though, would they be able to go in and say, hey, my driver score shouldn't have been affected because this came through and I went right there. And then they'll look, and he said, absolutely. He said, that's actually a really good idea. But like you just said, I don't want to confuse people and make them think that that's what they have to do because I'm trying to fix it. So, we'll see. gig, and I don't think that Tony can tell you this too. Being at the Sherman-Williams isn't going to really help you because the batches come through. It's just that you're a new driver, so until you get like 5 under your belt, like Tony has a driver score now, but it took him really kind of picking away at some orders to get there. It did the same with me, man. I feel like it's almost to weed you out. Like if you're like, this app sucks, they're like, fine, just get off it then. We need hard workers. Because if you don't have a driver's score, you're always going against people that do. So even if you were in the parking lot and it's a round robin, there's other people in that round robin. So if they're doing proximity, vehicle size, and they're doing your driver score, and those are the 3 metrics, think of it as 33% each. You don't have a driver score, so the most you can do is get the 66%. So if anybody with a driver score bids on that, they get it in front of you. After you do, I thought, I know it's 5 before you get a driver score, but after you've done 1 or 2, their system does recognize you as a active driver, active that you've done deliveries, but you don't have a driver score yet, and somehow that helps you out from that 66% that I'm using, but it doesn't fully put you in the range. You need 5 under your belt. So that's why I say to people, just grab them, just go. Because if you're just, one might not even make a lot of sense, and it might be your second one. But once you get 5, doors open. And as Tony knows, because he's going for it, I think it's 50 or 25, or I don't know what it is anymore. But a second tier of doors opens for you at 25, 50, or 100, I can't remember, where you start, like Tony doesn't see the 530 orders that I see. That's like kind of like what would be a diamond status, but without an AR rating. It actually, instead of like the DoorDash crappy method, it's completely transparent, and it would, it would show that, okay, this guy does a lot of deliveries, we can count on him. Kind of like how this guy at Sherman-Williams was. Like most Curri drivers, I just, a lot of them I can't count on. Okay, well, so their metrics are probably bad. And that's another thing. Maybe if you've done 2 deliveries and you're like, this sucks, man. If anybody with a driver score gets it, no. Because if you have 2 deliveries, and I would have to ask kind of what this relationship is. I've had to be very careful with Savak about picking away at how the algorithm does things, but I've learned a ton. But I would like to know if like somebody has a 3.0 driver score and the same vehicle as you and lives right next door to you, even though you've only done 2 that are completed without a driver score, would you get it over the 3 point? Because that's actually very interesting. Because it's actually that first Curri that is really difficult to get. Once you get that first one, it's still not easy until like 5, and then you're still going to be bidding against people, but at least you're actually in the real pool and you're going to see a lot more come through. But in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with rewarding good work, because, I say that, we're independent contractors. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but to be honest, like we are independent contractors, and, the definition should be changed a little, but I have, contractors pick their favorite independent contractors. Like, contractors do take bids from people, right? But at the same time, we know for a fact that that contractors, like if they're taking plumbing bids, they'll take 3 on a house. But if one of those 3 is, let's say, Tony, the driven dad, and they've worked with Tony 4 times, guess what? Unless Tony's bid is like twice everybody else's, he's getting the job. So even independent contractors get rewarded for good behavior and good work. Carnifage, I would actually, did you take any screenshots on that? Because if you took any screenshots because I've had that same issue happen with me, it's frustrating, I know, but you should have got your $20 collection fee. And you know about traffic in Vegas and that kind of stuff, but if you didn't, send me your screenshots from that order behind the Rio that was going to the, what'd you say, Old Town, going down to like Fremont Experience or something. So if you have any screenshots of that and a date that you could just email me, steve@ridesharerodeo.com, I'll get it. I'll put it on Lap Mile tomorrow, because we all, look, if you guys aren't familiar, not like the whole team sits there live or whatever, but there's 2 or 3 people with Curri that I know don't really, not necessarily live, but watch every last mile every week. So, you know, when we always say like, I wonder if DoorDash people or this or that or whatever are watching this. There's probably somebody watching some channels for sure on every platform, but like Curri, they're all over mine. So, in fact, I know one guy that he's like, it's great because he's like, whenever we try and get, you know, a read on drivers, he's like, we have to contact a few, whatever. He's like, I learn more from just watching you talk about Curri and talk about other drivers you've talked to and whatever. He's like, I feel like I'm taking in the whole United States from things you're saying sometimes. And so, I don't know. I feel like, you know, this is, I mean, it's probably why they do so many cool things for me. Like, I don't have them on. I mean, I do have them on me, but not right here. But Curri sent me some cards that allow me to pull new customers, and it's got a barcode, and if they use it, they get a discount, I get a perk. So I just got it, and yeah, no doubt, Gigan. That's why I'd never burn my bridge. All right, bro, have a good day. I hope right as you get out of work, I hope you get a banging Curri order today. This one's for Gigan. Who knows, maybe you'll get one to Denver. If you do, throw your golf clubs in the trunk. We still got enough time to play some rounds before it gets too cold. Yeah, but Carnifage, honestly, like, I would like to, I mean, it doesn't ever hurt. It only can help. And by that, I mean, maybe they'll even be extra sympathetic, because I had the exact same thing happen to me. I actually was at Podcast Movement, and I was staying out by the airport one of the nights, and it was the first night before all the parties and things were going on after the fact, and I had a Curri that was going, where was the pickup? It was like, jump on the tollway, drive 20 minutes. So I'm just saying it that way because most of you don't know this area, but it was like halfway to Boulder from the airport on the tollway. And I got there at 6:01, and the Sherman-Williams lady was literally, she saw me walking up to the doors, 6:01, and she turned the lock on the door, looked me right in the eyes. I showed my app. I'm like, hey, just let me talk for 1 minute. She's like, sorry, we're closed. I was like, God damn it. So I called Curri and I got my $20, but I was like, even that kind of like upset me a bit, because I was like, dude, I just drove all this way. I got other things going on. It was a $60 order, you know, or $70 order. It all made sense. It was kind of going back where I was at, so I don't know. I mean, the $20 definitely covered my gas, didn't cover my time, which I guess I shouldn't totally complain about, because that's better than a lot of places do. And I don't complain about Curri. In the big picture of Curri, they treat me better than any other app. The only other app that I would say that about is Dumpling, and Dumpling doesn't really count because Dumpling is what you make it. So if I was complaining, like, the Dumpling app always works, the credit card always works, but if I'm complaining about Dumpling, one of you guys needs to slap me across the face, because Dumpling is my business. I'm using their app, but for me, and I've actually retrofit it to me. So if I'm screwing up, it's on me. But yeah, Kernafitch, if you've got them, man, send them to me. They'll send you some, they'll send you, who knows, they'll send you some, the $20 if you didn't get it. They'll definitely send you a shirt or something too. Might not sound like the biggest deal, or a sweatshirt or something, but it's something. And at that point too, maybe they flag you a little bit to make sure you get some better orders. Just saying. If you change your mind, it's open. I like helping people, man. Especially people that are really looking to do this stuff. Yeah, I can't tell you the amount of people that I helped get on Curri and now don't even work it, and they're in decent markets. They're like, dude, everything's too long and you have to carry a lot of paint and other heavy things. I'm like, I told you that before you signed up, bro. I said, but I've also told them, but dude, it's not like other apps. There is no acceptance rate. You don't have to take the big orders, and it always says the amount of paint and weight you're taking, so don't take them. Hey Tony, watch. You know what? Watch this, man. You and I are gonna go in and talk to Brian. Hey Brian, and he's gonna say he watched this stream. But you guys, I mean, in all honesty, look, Curri pays better than most apps. We all know this. I know a lot of you guys have wanted to get on. I've helped a lot of you guys, and I'm glad to have been able to do that around the country even. But dude, like, if you're asking me to really help you, and make sure you want to do it. Don't just look at the numbers that I post or other people post on what we make, because yeah, it's more than the other apps. But if you're not willing to do longer drives and things like that, don't do it. Because I've told people, look, you don't have to take all the paint ones and stuff. But I should be careful in saying that, because and it's not paint I'm talking about. A lot of stuff is heavy. There are some lighter items. I see a lot of orders come through in the midday and stuff that say one item 10 pounds. So there's a lot of small items, but I don't know, to make it really worthwhile on Curri, you got to be doing the heavy stuff too. Yeah, but Tony, oh yeah, it actually did do something really weird. And I've actually been down this before. I don't know why this screwed up. Now, this way I've been. The way that I went on the first exit, that it said, had me go past this and then turn right and get back on the highway and then exit the middle one. I even know that, I think I've been to this house before, or at least I've been to the alley I'm going into. Again, guys, this, where I am, east of town, Tony knows, it's not big. It's, actually, it's very small little town. It's called Bennett. So, Tony, what do you want to bet he's watching right now? What's up, Brian? I know Brian's watching me. If he's watching double time, because he's watching this and he's watching the low jacked paint. So, but that location, Tony, even before you got on the app, I told you that location's the best, man. like the best run, the best facility. And all the Sherman-Williams are pretty good, but that one's like a machine. I don't know. I've always said that. That one's hands down my favorite one to work with. The North Glen one was kind of new. It started decent, but I don't know. The people there really, maybe they're understaffed. I don't know, so I'm not dissing on them, but it's hard to track them down. And then they're like, what do you need? It's like, I need to do my job and help you get your paint where it's going. That's what I need to do. Shout out to so Brian, do you see that if you're seeing the chat notes right there? See it? Oh no, I guess it wouldn't be there if you're watching on a computer. But shout out to South Sherman-Williams Brian in Parker. Like I told Brian, I said I don't ever give the address. I just say the Sherman-Williams in Parker. He's like, yeah, no, it's all good. But I don't know what it is with this part of Bennett. For the dead town it is. This happened the last 2 times I came here too. It's like always traffic right here on this part of Colfax. Yes, this is Colfax out this far too. I want the longer trips. Yeah. Yeah, Traveler, I'll check your email. I think you emailed me back, right? Yeah. I've just been really busy. But like I told you, we'll get you all situated. I know you're up in Syracuse. I don't know why you don't, because again, like I was talking about, I don't know why you don't see all the orders or whatever, because like Lisa, Rideshare Lisa, she's on Curri and she sees the long in Syracuse, New York, and she sees the long haul orders and doesn't take them. So why aren't you seeing them? Maybe it's because of the amount of, maybe you don't have enough trips under your belt or something. I don't know. But Lisa, I don't think has a lot either. I think she only did 2 or 3, which is still something at least. But you know, if she's not taking any, she says she's always waiting and she's willing to. So it's not like she's like not doing it at all. Yeah, Tony, the long trips, usually, at least for me, man, in-state it might be, like there's been Grand Junction ones, but out-of-state ones, maybe Cheyenne too, Wyoming. But most of them are not paint, the long ones. Let me see, what is the address here? 645. 645. These are all evens. 620, 640. Okay, 650. So it's gonna be in the alley. I know, dude. I'm looking for a damn address, lady. Settle down. Yeah, okay. Oh, and it's bumped in there. Damn. Gotta go the other way. You guys, when you're in pre-build area, be very careful driving. Drive slow, and in the alleys, drive very slow, because you won't pick up things as easy. I'm sure you've all popped a tire, but one thing about doing last mile, it could be on other couriers too, but you know, Curri's just the best one. But you can pick up nails and staples, and I'm talking about like industrial size things, you know what I'm saying? So these dipshits are taking up the whole road. Some people, man. $25, $35. 45.
We are audio and video recording this ride for your safety.
1 second, you guys. So like one of these guys, see that? See that compared to my face, the size? These things will go into your tire like nobody's business. Let me show you something. See how I lit? So the garage was closed. That one's open. That one's open, and that's the other Curri delivery that I could have done. It was literally right next door, but I couldn't stack them. So, Tony, this will mean something to you. Look at that. Look at this mine. I could have done both. So, you guys, if, okay, I'm going to test you guys here. If when you're dropping off, you, like right now, I had to open this garage. There's nobody here. One of the things you need to do is, when you're done right now, I'm going to take a picture of the paint. And then I need to take a picture of the delivery slip. And then there's one more thing I need to do. Okay, so check it out. So first, I got the paint in there. Like this guy over here, he did not shut the garage door. And he left the paint. I call that outside, okay? There's nobody working at that house. So that delivery was done incorrectly. So Brian, if you're watching, we were just talking about stacking out to here because I could have done them both. That delivery, that paint is outside. This paint is inside. I am shutting the garage back down. Maybe. And voila. But that wasn't the final thing. What is the last step that I need to do? They have the signature thing. So what did I do? I'll show it on Last Mile tomorrow, but there's a place for driver notes when you're dropping off, and I put no one to sign. Then I hit pictures of the paint, then I hit pictures of the paperwork, and then I put that comment into the notes, and then I signed my name. So I'm gonna do that right now and finish. Okay, now I'm back. Hey, Nima hacker, if you're a troll, look out. There's a lot of mods in here that'll zap you. We'll give you a chance here, but that name is worrying me a little bit. Because I know that's not your birth name. Well, actually, I don't know that, but I highly suspect. Yeah, see, Tony, a lot of them say that too. I just put my initials. I don't even sign the name. I just put SJ, and then I sign my name. But again, that there's a notes column above upload photo, and before I even upload the photos, I put no one here to sign. And that way, again, it's a notated thing that they can go in and say, oh, you put no one to sign. Yeah, it was a pre-built. There was no crew there. But if you did see, guys, it is definitely, Tony knows this. We went through a cold spell last week. It's warming back up into the mid to high 70s for the next week, and then it'll probably start dropping winter-wise. But at nights, it's gotten pretty dang cold, even in the mornings. This morning's not so bad, but to be honest, you know, I'm going to say it this way, that was it that bad that the paint was left out? Yes, it was. It was. I'm not trying to get somebody in trouble, but to be honest, that person needs to either learn or not be doing Curri, because that can wreck the paint. I mean, the amount of times I've even told other Curri drivers, I've been dropping something off and somebody's dropping something off next to me. And actually, I've even been asked once, you know, like, what am I supposed to do with this? I can't get into the house. I said, just push the garage up from the outside. And they said, I can't, it's locked. Usually that doesn't mean, when it's a pre-build, that the lock has been installed, like the actual lock. It just means that, like garage door opener, it just means you need to go in through the front door, go into the garage, and usually there's just one of those like latches. Just unlatch it and push it up. You just gotta, you know, don't be like tromping all over and like wrecking things, but just know what you're doing, you know, and if you don't, ask somebody. There's usually crews around other places, but don't feel weird about going into a pre-build. And what's up, Kevin? How you doing? Haven't seen you in a minute. Wait a second. I gotta give Kevin a mod wrench. I always forget to do these. All right, Kevin, try that out. See if you got a mod wrench. I think I scared Nima Hacker away. Maybe that was her given name. Nima, I'm sorry if it was. Just suspect sometimes. The comments left, then 2 or 3 people are leaving sex bot comments and stuff. So, but that order is complete. Good sign for the economy. What was it? I just got done with the freight order. Good sign for the economy. I'm not sure which part we're talking about, but the freight order, you mean? But yeah, I mean, just you guys, like Kevin does a lot of this stuff too. Yeah, I know it is Kevin. Kevin, by the way, you guys, Kevin is, you get a wrench, you get a wrench, you get a wrench. Yeah, so, Kevin is also, Boss Up with K. You guys might know him as that. He does a lot of, cargo van stuff. Channel. This is his other channel, so.
Reporting this ride for your safety.
Oh yeah, dropping off at construction's the best. And in fact, you know, I'm sure that worries some Curri drivers, like, dude, what do I do? And I used to do this in the beginning. I used to stand there and kind of like be like, do I wait? What do I do in the beginning? You know, like we all do. It's learning stuff, but just make sure they added that notes column. Just make sure you leave a note, take good pictures. You know, if there's nobody around, take a picture of the front of the house too that has the spray painted, even if it's on a piece of wood or something. And whatever you can take, because you can take as many pictures as you want. Don't go overboard, but anything that makes you feel like, I just take the paint because if anybody has an issue. But you know, you know what? know what? I'm gonna go back and put that other paint in the garage. I should have just done it, guys. It's just, I've been up since early, but my Curri driver didn't do it right. And this, if it was Denver, I kind of know the crews would be here any second, but I'll at least go and see if there's a crew there now, since I'm not that far out from it. It sucks when you're like done with something, you go back. But that was not right. And it's a little chilly out, and in case they come late, I mean, we really do need to be careful. I mean, most likely somebody's showing up here in the next 10, 15 minutes. But, I mean, I'll tell you this, if somebody's working on the house next door, they might not know about not leaving paint outside. Maybe they're working on both places, but they're not doing that one until this afternoon or tomorrow. I would hate it if that's sitting out overnight like that. So I can at least go try, right? Can't hurt to try. Yeah, Tony, that happens too. You mean like pre-builds where it's like tons of dirt and mud, and then like there's the little trailer that the guy's working and they're not there. Sometimes they will say that, but those are such big jobs that there's always going to be a foreman there like very soon. I've even taken it inside of the trailers. They've said just bring it in here, and I've brought it in there even though it's not the right spot. But I just like to get verbals and stuff, you know exactly, what we're dealing with. My God, when you come to small towns like this, it's crazy that people look at you like, what the hell are you doing here? Like, I don't know. Asking myself the same question. So, all right, there's those towers. 2 blocks past them. Okay, I think it's this alley. Oh, now there's a van here, damn it. Oh no, there's not. It's still outside. I'm gonna move it inside. Brian, if you're watching, this is not my order. My order is done correctly in this 645 garage, but the one you sent to 655, that ain't cool. So I'm gonna take care of it right now. I'll be back in 2 shakes.
Electric luxury cars and SUVs as low as $499 a month at Mercedes-Benz of San Antonio.
All right, guys. So there, I moved it inside. It's gone. Brian, if you're watching from Sherman-Williams, 655 is good. You're welcome, and I don't mind. I just should have done it when I was here. That's the only part I care about. But I'll get my good deed for the day, Star. And if you're a Curri driver that did that and you're watching this, I just saved your ass, bro. Because if a foreman gets there before the workers, they will say into the Curri app that the paint was left outside. So, and that would probably cost you a one-strike gun. I don't know, but I'm just saying, you know, you might get a couple strikes sometimes depending, but that one's very clear. Do not leave paint outside. So, man, Tony, it's crazy out here. These houses are like $500,000, man. I mean, you guys, like, you all live, if you live in cities, you understand, like, I'm like 20 miles outside of the city into like farmland. In Denver, I'm talking about the whole spread of Denver, the farthest east, the toll road, I'm like 20 miles past that. So like, not only am I out of the city limits, I'm actually past where you don't see any city. And even out here, 20 miles east of Denver, I mean, probably an hour drive in traffic, easy, into town. You're an hour away from the city of Denver if you work downtown. Probably 45 minutes without traffic, and maybe more. But $500,000 for pop-up houses, unbelievable. My road dog, Steve. What up, Giggity? Wait, Lisa gonna give me candy? I didn't know doing a good deed you got me Lisa candy. I'll take some. Oh, because it's Halloween? Wait, are you just stuck because it's Halloween coming up? I'll still take it. Yeah, dude, Tony, that 500K don't get you no acres anymore. It looks like, what I just saw looks like Denver. You're getting no backyard, actually. I just was delivered to that neighborhood before too, those pre-builds. You have no backyard, nothing, because the backyard is the alleys of two streets. So that's a shared alley. You don't have any backyard or side yard. You might have a little front one, but when I say that, I'm talking half the size of mine downtown. And I have a decent sized backyard, but those don't have any backyard. You're not getting any acres. Plus, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it's not like a lot of pre-builds I go to. I'm like, damn, these are some nice houses, but those aren't really. No offense, but those aren't that nice. Like, to me, I understand Denver's very expensive, but to me, 500K doesn't go very far in Denver probably to get a house, but I would still take whatever that house is over living out here in one of those things. Even though they're new, I don't care. Give me some house with character, because I can always go to Sherwin-Williams and paint it. There's my Sherwin-Williams plug. If you're using other paint other than Sherwin-Williams, you suck, bro. Sherwin-Williams forever. It's worth its weight in gold, people. So now, back to Denver and hoping on another Curri. Come on, Curri. Send me something. Smack that like if you're in here and you haven't. Put that thing up in the algo. Tony, are you doing a delivered catering around noon? Hey guys, hey Chris, what's up, yo? You just got here late. Been doing a lot of talking, man. A lot of talking. And that Instacart video, that's today, bro. Brian, what's up, bro? Brian is a masterclass courier too. He's in Pittsburgh. And if you guys, I'm sure a lot of you know him, but if you don't know Brian, he drives a cargo van. And here's the coolest thing. He does Curri and other apps too, but he's got an old cargo van. He's got like is it 1995, Brian? He's got a 1995 cargo van where he's kept it up. He's replaced what needs to be replaced. It still runs great, but he's able to get on all these courier apps. You know, you can't get on Uber or any of those unless you got a newer car. Some places don't care, some do, but like the last mile ones are just like, do you have a working vehicle? Okay, it's a cargo van, sweet. Now we know your size. And Brian kills it. I mean, we all go through some slow times here and there, but oh, that's right. Chris is on vacation in Vermont. And Chris, if you, by chance, I forgot to tell you this the other day. I got the year right, nice. I forgot to tell you this the other day, but if you know Dasher Pass, Faith, if you remember Faith, I don't know if you knew her at all, but if you did, let me know, because she's where you are right now. That's where she lives right now, so up in northern Vermont. And if you did know her, I can get her out. I can send you her number, because if you know northern Vermont, like I know you do, because you go up there a decent amount, or you have a time of year you guys go up all the time, see colors and stuff. It's not a ton of people. She lives up there because she works. She runs the terrain park at whatever the mountain is out there, Ice Mountain, whatever you call those East Coast mountains. But it's actually one of the bigger ones too. She works at Killington. No, not Killington. Maybe Killington. For all I know, Chris, you guys are in the same town, and she works at the damn pizzeria because it's not snowboard season for another month. Oh, Carnifage. You should, in this live chat, you should ask Brian any questions you have, because Brian does all the apps too. He does Rodeo, he does Curri, I think he does Dispatch, Freight, all of them. So ask him if you have any questions about it, because he does very well in Pittsburgh. Chris, I hope you're having a great vacation, man. Thank you for joining us Thursday. Appreciated that. Always fun to have you on. We don't get to collab enough, but that was fun. And guys, this week, it's no secret because it's already on the thumbnail, but this week we have a new person to the round table. We added Cheyenne, and I'm not talking about this week a guest. I'm talking about we have a new member of the panel, and he's in this chat, or he was. I think he's still here. But if the person joining the panel wants to put a thumbs up in the chat, that'd be cool on Thursday. If not, I'll give it away in a minute. But Chris asked me a good question. I made that post about, I don't know if you guys saw, I made a community post about, and actually that picture was taken right across the street from my house. I was literally going to my car, and that driver was parked in the shade waiting for the next, I mean, this is how many are out there. It was a 26-foot refrigeration truck, Kroger. I put that in the community post, and I said there's fleets of these all over Denver. I mean, I know 4 locations that have 15 to 20 Kroger refrigeration trucks already. It was just like one. Now they're coming everywhere. Bye-bye, Instacart. And I said to Chris, I said, Instacart's done. All they got is Snap and EBT. And at that point, if you're going to drive for Instacart, they took $8 base pay, cut it into $4. If there's no tip, you're basically, you've just become a non-profit gig worker. And I'm not this. You don't see me laughing. I mean, I like to have fun when we're talking and stuff, but this is no joke. Instacart and Rodeo are literally not like Lyft and Uber on a race to the bottom. Instacart and Rodeo are literally throwing wrenches into every part of the system, saying which of us can just completely fail across the board and go out of business first. Pizza man. You better be careful, Tony, because remember, that's what they call that. Remember the guy that used to be in Flex's Lounge and things like that? Pizza man, and he always uses different handles now and stuff. I mean, I never had a problem with the guy. He was always nice to me, but better be careful because that's not Chris. But okay, I got a Tony didn't put a thumbs up in the damn chat, so Giggity did. Giggity is the guy joining the panel, I guess. Welcome, Giggity. No, Tony the Driven Dad is joining. Brian gets the win for the morning. Yes, I'm listening to Lettuce. How do you know that? Do you listen to Lettuce? Nice. I love Lettuce, bro. Giggity down. No, Giggity, now you're on too, sorry. By the way, you guys, we did, before everybody was doing these StreamYard multi-streams, we did a late night one about 2 years ago. I was already doing some of the roundtable stuff. I was just kind of starting it up. And we did a late, it was like 11:30, and I was doing something with one person. I can't remember who it was. We were testing StreamYard, and Giggity used to have a different handle. Pull my Giggity or pull my something. Damn it, I can't remember. But it used to be his old handle, and he joined us on that live stream. I've never seen him on another live stream. But we all know Giggy's a cool guy. Hell yeah, listen, fuck yeah, dude. Lettuce is the bomb, man. I've worked shows for those guys. I've seen them a bunch. I know those guys. Yeah, I don't know if you know Benny Bloom, the trumpet player. He's here in Denver all the time. He does all these brunches and stuff at this place, Ophelia's. And whenever he's in town, I always go see him because it's always a Aurora to Denver 37. But he's amazing. He does some stuff on his own, and he always picks a different thing. But if you look up his old videos, when he was 5 or 6 years old, he was like playing trumpet and/or dancing Michael Jackson and singing. He's a amazing musician. I mean, they all are. Don't get me wrong. Deech on drums, and all these guys are just. That's Benny Bloom right there. It's funny, Brian, because I've turned so many people on to Lettuce, like people who are like, you know, they'll be in the car or whatever. At first they're just like, whatever, and then like a few minutes into, like, what is this? I'm like, Lettuce. So it's not even like you need to like jazz or funk necessarily to enjoy Lettuce. They're that good of musicians. But I've had people be like, what is this? And they really want to know. I tell them, and they get really turned on to them. Very rarely does somebody say to me, dude, I listen to Lettuce. They're sick. Like, you know, that's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever had anybody in the gig economy say they listen to Lettuce unless they've asked me what I'm listening to. Yeah, Tony, the lettuce. Actually, I should take you to a lettuce show whenever they're in town. I get free tickets, so we can go. Like I said, I've done some laser work for them at festivals like Swanee and stuff. But I've also seen them a handful of times. They're a band I really like to see when they come here. So, and the people that go to Lettuce are really it's a really fun crowd. Yeah, the last, what was it, 19 or 2018, Lettuce played in, they played Red Rocks. They had all these special guests, and then out of nowhere, because they'll play a long show at Red Rocks, and out of nowhere they like the lights dropped. And part of Lettuce show is they have amazing lighting. That's why I've been called in to do lasers and stuff like that. You know about them from me. But yeah, they're sick, right? They have amazing light show, amazing LEDs and stuff. But everything went dark, and they all had these brown cloaks on. They looked like monks with them pulled over their faces, and they were just doing this funk bass line, but kind of like getting into like hip hop a little bit. And then Ghostface Killer and two others from oh god, why am I trying to blank? From Wu-Tang came out and did their thing for 3 songs with Lettuce. I mean, Lettuce can play with literally anybody. My point there, Lettuce played with Wu-Tang Clan as their guest. Wu-Tang was their guest. I mean, not that they shouldn't be. I'm just pointing out, Lettuce, for those that don't know, Lettuce has been a band for 25 years. And a lot of people still never even heard of them. Okay, I'm getting near the tollway. I need I love 3-time mornings, so yeah, Method Man was there too. There was somebody else too from Wu-Tang was there. Yeah, I love my 2 curries every morning, but I'm really hoping that I get something, because just north of me, where I live in Park Hill, just north of me is Northfield, where my son goes to high school and stuff. There's a lot of warehouses over there, and this time there's usually a lot of deliveries. So as I'm always stuck in traffic here, I'm just waiting. If I see anything that says Commerce City to anywhere, grab it. Because that's just a cherry on top. That means a triple shot morning. Like, this wasn't, a lot of times you guys know that I say, I tell you my 2 curries came out to 150 plus. This one today was 122, 95, I think. But I like that order that I went all the way back to put in the garage because paint shouldn't be left outside. It was right next to the other one. The old Curri would have allowed me to take both those. And if you heard the early part of the stream when I was talking with Brian and Sherman Williams, I was talking about why, it sucks I can't stack anymore. And I've been talking with the team about it. He's like, he was like not happy with that either too, because he remembers me coming down and getting 3 at a time. Yeah, Brian. I don't know about you, man, but Lettuce is like amazing highway driving music. I always, you know, there's people blasting hip hop rap, and I like that too. I love all music, but there's people blasting that when they go up snowboarding. I'm always like blasting Lettuce. This like gets me amped to get out there and just rip. So. No, dude. I mean, yeah. Let's talk on the phone, Tony. Not that I wouldn't love to include Curri in something, but we can't get into something about that because that would be direct violation. That would be too much, even in my opinion. It would be too much for me on a competition level with Curri, and Curri's been too good to me. Like, I'm not looking to wreck anything for them. I'm just looking to make sure I can better myself and help you now that you're on the app. I think we have an approach, and it's a business model we talked about. So we just, call me during your delivered, and we'll, and at least nothing else, even if we can only talk for 5 minutes, because I got a busy day too. Hit and miss, but that noon will be good. Yeah, we can at least set up another time we can talk to, because I forgot the other thing too. I got the Holly thing, but I also got to get ready for tomorrow night, guys. And this is kind of random. We did one of these in March. Tremaine Hayho from Hayho Studios, going to be the largest movie studio on Earth someday. And Ryan Welty, you guys know Welty. We did a thing on personal branding in March. And it was like a random live stream we did or decided to do, and it went really well. The three of us like really kind of, we're so different in the areas we live and what we're doing with our lives but we all get along really well. So it was like a really good flowing discussion on branding. And there was a lot to be taken out of there too. But so we're doing 3 more before the end of the year. One of them is tomorrow night. Tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. It's a late start. It's going to be a live stream. It's going to be Welty, Tremaine, and I. And we're going to be talking about work and life balance, goals, multiple streams of income, things like that, and like what our goals are. And I've got a nice little playbook that I'm trying to work from, but I got to get those show notes done so that it flows like the last one. And then next month, we're going to do one every month through the end of the year, so 3 before the next year. So that one, and then the next one is in like November 18th. Tony the Driven Dad will be there. Tony will be there with us. It'll be Tremaine, Tony, me, Welty, and my 17-year-old son. It's going to be on cancel culture. So that's a don't miss too. Because my son is 17, Welty's 25, Tony's 78. No, Tony's in his 30s, and or Tony's. I'm sorry, or not sorry, but Tony's in his 40s. Tremaine's in his 30s. I'm 51. So we're going to have 17 years old to 51 years old represented. And it's just going to be really interesting because we all have a view on this cancel culture. Yeah, 41. So Tremaine's 36, or I'm 51, Tony's 41, Tremaine's 36, Welty's 25, Max is 17. That's a good spread of age. And also, remember, Max is a senior in high school, so him and I talk about this. He's not a fan of it either, but he has a totally unique perspective on it too, of how cancel culture has been since the pandemic in schools. So, and then the one in December too, Welty, Tremaine, and I are going to be discussing AI and what we've seen in 2023 and what we expect to see moving forward into 2024. It's going to be another great one. Oh, you're turning 50. I'm older than you? Man. So Brian, November 7th. Okay, yeah, my birthday's in May. So next May I'll be 52. But guys, don't let that throw you off. I say this all the time. I'm in better shape than most 35-year-olds. Like, way better. One of the girls I snowboard with, Val, she's 54 now, and she's in the backcountry and in the trees with me, ripping it. So, just depends on your lifestyle. I know people in their 30s who are out of shape, not doing real well. Round is the shape. Brian, I've seen pictures of you. You're not, in no way are you overweight. You look like you're in shape too. In fact, I don't know what it was. Was it Facebook? I saw a picture of maybe you and maybe it was your wife or a sister or something. I don't remember what it was. You were like in a bar. I mean, I've seen other pictures of you too, but like, I was thinking, you're toned too. You look like you're in shape. And to the people not in shape, I mean, heck, even just pick up little things, take up just some exercise, getting out of your car. I think people should anyway. If you're working 10-hour gig work days, turn your phone off, leave it in your car, and go walk at a park for a half hour every day. At 5 hours in, take a break. It's good for your brain, it's good for your body. Just my personal 2 cents. Shut up, dude. Were you really? You grabbing that? What plane? Was it? Oh shit! Was that Aurora to Denver, Tony? I didn't see the price or anything. I normally don't take anything into Denver at 8:30, so I didn't even look. Well, damn! Congrats, Aurora to Denver. Yeah. See, again, just trick of the trade. Because even if I get home, I leave, like I've said this before, I leave my shoes on for a couple hours because I don't want to get comfortable, because I know people drop the ball with Curri a lot, so there will be other orders. Most likely I will get another order in the morning, and then the afternoon ones come in, and the schedule's for tomorrow, so I stay busy, but I'll go home and I'll get on the computer, and it's nothing, if I got my shoes on, it's nothing I can't just run back out the door. But I don't, until it's like 9:30, I don't like going into Denver. A lot of those deliveries are into places that are too hard to even temporarily park. I don't know. You'll get honked at in alleys, and Tony, downtown, like there's no way, dude. They don't tolerate like a lot of the places we go. If you're in an alley, like, okay, just 1 second, they'll just lay on the horn. Police will come. You get all kinds of crazy stuff downtown. But I won't go there till unless I'm going to arrive there around 9:30. Traffic's too crazy going in, and there's usually enough jobs around that I don't need to do those. I do take ones to Denver. I just don't this time. I won't until like 9:30, and it's 8:30 here. But wait, was that a Ferguson Plumbing? That shouldn't have been Ferguson Plumbing if it was Aurora. Because the Ferguson Plumbing is, well, maybe that is considered Aurora actually. But the Ferguson Plumbing is just north on 225, and the first exit off it from 70. Is that Aurora still? Maybe it is. Oh, okay. Well, I should have looked. Again, you know, if you guys notice, I probably do. Sometimes I do a second one, but I usually do a live stream Monday or Tuesday of my curries. I do curries every morning, 5:30 and 7, almost every single day, and then sporadic ones. But I only live stream like one of them a week, and I try and do it on Monday or Tuesday because that kind of gets in the headspace, gets me ready for last on Wednesday, and it gives me ideas on some things I want to talk about. But so what is it? It's 8:30 now. First pickup was 5:30. Yeah, see, normally I'm looking for 150, 160, because this is about the same time. Get home about 8:30 if I don't get a third one. And then I'll get more later, but those 3 hours usually pay 150, 160, 170 to do 2 orders, and you know, 5:30 back home at 8:30. I'm usually at 150, 170 for those, but and it's 8:30 in the morning, so I'm killing it. But today it's 122.95, so it's a little under what I like. But, you know, I couldn't pass it up because, I don't know, the miles were right. I mean, I'll tell you this. That was the Curri. If you look at the thumbnail, that's a Curri, 2 orders, miles, everything. That's like my barrier to entry. Like any lower on either of those, and I wouldn't have done one or the other, or I might have picked another 2. So that's like the minimal, because if I'm getting up at 5:30, I want to make $50 an hour. And the other part too, of course, that we all know, is that the mileage. So I just got to write off all those miles, 65 cents a mile. Boom. Hey Tony, where's your delivering to today? Where's your catering delivering to? Yeah, Ferguson's on Curri too, nationwide. US Electric is too. But yeah, Ferguson never pays as well as Curri, but it pays pretty well out here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that dispatch, or for my market, and I always say this, but you know, for my market, but I'm gonna go farther, because I talked to last mile couriers. I talked to a lot of them nationwide. 2 years ago, I did a roundtable with people from around the country, and I've still got contact with them and so many other Curri drivers. But honestly, in most markets where I talk to people who do a lot of last mile courier stuff, dispatch is not what it was. It's one of those apps. It's not quite what it was. And they definitely, like, if you're looking side by side at a Curri pay from Ferguson or a dispatch, the Curri's going to be higher. I think it's because you guys, like I've always said, I call it, you know, I was a bartender for years. I call it top shelf. Curri is the top shelf of last mile courier apps. 1 minute, psycho. Dispatch app is horrible. Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel about a lot of the last miles, is that there's gems out there. It's more like a DoorDash or something. Like you got to watch for them, but they're there, and when you get them, they're great. So just take them. But it's not like an app I rely on. I rely on Curri, you know. I mean, like we always say, anything can change, so never rely too much on anything, but I rely on Curri. I mean, even when it's slow for a minute, I've been with them 2.5 years. I know what happens. It's slow because they onboarded some people, and some morons are taking low bids because either they're just trying to get their thing up, but you know, and for that reason I get it. But most of the time, a lot of those, when they batch on, most of those people fall off, and then or at least the volume comes right back up for me about a week later. So I just stay vigilant with it. It's Aurora by DIA. Oh, okay. Oh, you're talking about... Oh, you have a DoorDash. Okay, yeah, so you're saying Ferguson is Aurora. Okay. I need to know that for later then. Here's one. Henderson to Denver, $26. Nope, not doing that. That's too low. But as you can see, Tony and I are talking, we're in the same market. I've had 3 drop downs, 4 drop downs since I left. So there's offers. I mean, we get lots of offers here. Some I don't take. They're not all. Curri isn't all gold. There's my son just opening the garage door. Or at least I just saw him open the garage door. His keys are in the door. Hey, what's up, Cruise and Dasher? He's late for school. Should I yell at him? Thumbs up if I should yell at him. I let him take care of himself because he's a very good student, but... Seriously? I don't think so. Mm-mm. He's a good kid, man. He's a good kid. So, but I'm kind of sitting here to see if I get another. If I had one where I was hoping to go get it in the warehouses by his school, I'd take him to school, but he can get himself through. See, I don't do that. I don't do that. You know, buy your car a kid a $50,000 a $50,000 car when they're in high school and baby them and all this. I teach them to be a man, dude. Yeah, Cruise and Dasher, exactly. You know, if he's doing it, if he's doing great in school, you know, somewhat leave it alone, man. You know, it's you know, why would I bug him about being, even if he is late? You know, unless he starts having trouble in school and it's his senior year, he's been crushing it. So, in fact, in a scary way, because he almost like I sometimes worry. I don't too much anymore, but I used to worry because it never seemed like he studied enough. I was like, "What are you doing?" You know, like, and he'd always get A's and B's, always, in everything. Like he's had like 2 C's in high school. Everything else has been A's, B's, and why would I bother him if, you know? Yeah, he's grown his hair out a little bit, but yeah. I know what you're talking about. At the end of summer last year, him and his buddies got shaved their heads, like shaved it, even at his age. So yeah, there's that. Later, dude. Yeah.
I love you.
Love you too, man. Have a good day. So yeah, Tony, you know how far his school is. But he rides his bike every day. And I can't give something away because if by chance he were to watch part of a live stream, I don't want to give it away, but you know, I'm trying to help him do something that we all like to do at a certain age. It's not that. It's this. I better shut up. As soon as I said it, Brian, I was thinking the same damn thing. I was like, oh shit. I mean, I just sound like I'm trying to like hook my son up with a fucking prostitute or something. That's not what I'm doing. But no, it's but just something entry, you know, like nothing. I mean, he's not, and he doesn't care either. But he has a job, and he has you know, he's just more responsible and cooler than his friends. And I'm not just being the dad who's super proud of my son either. I am, but I'm telling you, even as some of his friends are pretty cool, but he's got a much more realistic head on his shoulders than most of the kids that I know that are his friends. And I say this because I've known most of those kids since they were in elementary school. So I know that, you know, when they're that young, they're all the same. And I've watched them grow up, and they're not bad now. They're just, I'm borderline on it because I don't want to say it, but they're borderline near entitled. But it's not their fault. I've watched what's happened. I don't do that kind of thing. You know, first of all, I'm a single dad. I don't even co-parent. I have Max all the time. You know, I have to bust my ass to make it work for us. Yeah, that's what I was just kind of getting at, Cruising Dasher, is that, yeah, he actually waited a year. The pandemic screwed a lot of things up for him with driving, but he's able to drive, yes. We actually, you know, you're supposed to do, I think it's 50 hours or 80 hours, or 50, I think, with your permit. We haven't gone to get his license yet. We're going to do that here like in the next week or two. But here's the thing. So all of his friends did like 5 hours of driving with their parents, and then their parents just signed it off. Said, yeah, go take your test. I actually did the 50 with him. I made him do the 50, and he didn't complain at all. At all. So, you know, that's just how he is. You know, he might go like that, you know, but I feel very confident in his driving. I guess that's another example. You know, some of these kids who are entitled, it's like, I feel like they're entitled, but they also got parented very weird. And I know, again, there are exceptions, but for the most part, a lot of kids who are entitled, their parents are like, here, this is how you drive. No, just, can you not bother me? Here's your license. Here's a car, go. I'm like, hell no, dude. I want to know that he knows how to drive. I actually care about my son. Like, not that they don't, I'm just saying it's, I don't know, some night and day stuff. So I don't know. I really make him prepare for the real world. I know, not the pretend world that I feel like we're kind of living in, because I honestly, I know that a lot of people think that this, you know, like I was saying, we're going to do a stream on it next month. Tony will be there, but a lot of people feel like this woke culture and this cancel culture and all this kind of stuff, oh my God, this is only going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. I'm not so sold on that. I think that it will exist, and I think some people will be in that realm, but I think that there will be exceptions to it who are definitely like the ones who are going to crush it in this world. Because we all grew up, my age, Cruz and Dasher, Brian, all you guys, Tony, we all grew up where no cancel culture, no this, that, the other, none of the crap. And we all have to compete with each other. I feel like Max is going to have a huge upper hand. He's going to be like in that 10 percentile of people who can go out and hustle and show people, and everybody's going to want him to work for them and work with them. Like I kind of do. So I feel like I'm passing along a generation that is almost trying to be killed off. But in the end, it's going to benefit the hell out of him. And he's starting to see it. So, I mean, like when he was younger a little bit, you know, that's, I think, where some parents folded. But where I was like, no, and I'd explain it to him, dude, you need to learn the value of money. Now we don't even have those conversations. So, yeah, Tony, true. That's totally true, man. Yeah. But I mean, also, you know, they're just going to be cogs in the machine. Max actually has personality. This guy's a hustler, man. Like, his friends went out and got jobs at fast food restaurants, and they make 10, 11, 12, 13 bucks an hour maybe. Max makes 20 bucks an hour and is certified as a lifeguard. And he got that job at 16. And he has done every certification class to move himself up a level. So now he works for the city, and they don't do pay raises often, but they do these second tier pay raises where if you've taken two of the certification class, the next two certification classes by this date, you get another bump that doesn't come with the state raises. So he started at $17.50 or something an hour, and now he's at like $20.50 or $20.75 or something. That's not bad, dude, for an hour, you know. And over the summer he worked a lot, but you know, now he's only working 2 days a week. That's on my request. I said, I really, this is your senior year. I said, I know you do good in school, because he wants to work 3-4 nights a week. I said, let's finish this year out, man. You know, just do 2 nights. The place is not pissed at him. But now he's not even doing a lot of lifeguarding. He'll probably go back to it. But he's actually moved into being an assistant coach for baseball. So he was doing some of that and some for soccer. But he's certified to, like, the pool he works at also has a therapy pool. So he got certified to work with elderly people, where it's like, it's lap pool and it's all shallow end, where he's like supporting them and walks with them because they need that. And he's amazing. So I know, Tony, but here's the dude, you know what? You and Lisa are definitely, I should have just checked Max into the driven school, because I mean, they already got 5, now 6. The 6th isn't learning anything yet school wise, but I should have checked Max in for his senior year at the Drivens with Lisa, since she's going to have 6 here soon anyway. And yeah, so Cruz and Dasher, you know, the other thing about the lifeguard job, when all his friends were doing that and getting fast food drives, when he came to me and said, I'm going to apply for this job as a lifeguard, I was like, I didn't help him at all. I told him, you should start looking for a job. And he did. He looked at a couple of the places his friends were working. I know he applied at this place that's like laser tag and rope swings and all that. It's one of those type places. But his friends were working there, and even he was just like, it's like $14 an hour, and I feel like it's just goofing around, you know. And then he came home one day and he's like, I applied for a job as a lifeguard. I'm like, he was 16. And I was like, are you going to get it? Do you think you'll get it? And he's like, I have no idea. He's like, I was able to talk to the guy while I was there. This is his first job. That's pretty good to say like, hey, I'm Max. I just applied. I'm interested in this job. And the guy called him back and said, usually we look for a 17-year-old. But one thing for sure is that I was on the swim team in high school. I'm a big swimmer. Max has been a huge swimmer since he was 2. I've been having him in the pool. He's so comfortable in water. But so he was able to throw that out there. I'm a really strong swimmer. So when they tested him, because they do testing before they bring you on too, and he passed everything on a first try. And a lot of the people who went to the testing day, you get 3 tries. A lot of them needed those 3 tries to like retrieve the cinder block out of the deep end. Things like that they have to do, like go underwater from the shallow end, swim to the cinder block, grab it, swim it back to the shallow end without coming up for air, kind of thing, like those type testings. And a lot of people weren't able to do it. Max did it on his first try. So, and he's got his raises, he's got his certification, and he's well respected at his job. He's been asked by his boss to go over to other rec centers, and he's done it. Again, a lot like me. If you raise your kids right, they'll end up cool, man. We need more people to raise cool kids, because I can tell you this, man, there's a lot of kids out there I don't like. Just saying. So I'm glad my kid is now one of them. But that said, nothing's come in. I'm going to go in and do a little work, get ready for my thing with Holly, because I'm sure I'll have a Curri in between there. Yeah, I don't want a wuss being a lifeguard. I mean, seriously, guys, Tony's, I have no doubt, I know Tony well. I have no doubt, and I know Lisa, I have no doubt that they are going to produce amazing kids. I feel like I produced an amazing kid. So there's good people out there doing it, but we need more better kids, because otherwise we're going to end up with an entire decade of morons. And it will be during our lifetime, because that pandemic really screwed things up, and it really, I feel anyway, that it really, that home teaching, then we're shut down, Zoom, nobody was learning anything, then they went back, and now there's, his school has lockdown drills every week, they've had guns on campus, and it's Tony knows, you can't say it about any school, but to be honest, there's been situations at his school, and it's 4,000 kids at his high school, so I'm kind of glad this is his senior year and he'll be done. He always tells me he doesn't learn anything there, so like Tony was saying, he'd be graduated by now. I agree with that, dude. I don't think he has anything left to learn, other than potentially, I don't even know. I know he just goes and he doesn't even do homework anymore, and he pulls all A's and B's. Like he puts in effort at school so that he doesn't have to do anything outside of school. He's not a fan of it. And because he started a year early, he's taking a gap year to decide what he wants to do. And I'm stoked about that too. So I think gap year can be good, because when he graduates, he'll be 17. He won't be 18 for 4 months after he graduates senior year. So to me, the gap year actually works for him, and I'm all for it. I think that a gap year would be great. I think that you really need to, he's actually even said to me, he could go to he could have his pick of colleges pretty much. But he could also, and he could get some scholarships, but he could also he's interested in potentially looking at a 2-year tech school for something. So he wants that gap year to work. He wants to work as much as he can during the gap year, save some money, and decide what he wants to do next. So with a kid like Max, I don't worry about it. So yeah, Cruise and Dasher, that's cool. See, since Max has been, we co-parented for a while, but since he's been, he's 17, since he's been 12, he has lived with me 100% of the time. So I'm taking 100% of the credit. So, you know, my ex is fine. She's, you know, we are fine, but I'm gonna take the credit on this one because I've raised that kid. So anyway, guys, I'm hoping on another Curri. Tony, give me a call around noon. Dumpling thing today with Holly, and tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. It's a random thing, but catch it. It's gonna be fun. Peace, guys. Have a good day. Be safe, earn smart, and have fun. Later.